Come on in, come on in. It's the midweek catch up. Come on in, come on in. Big shout out to everybody out there. Greetings and salutations one more time. Tough forum. It's Andrew here inside the Wednesday Wagwan, the midweek catch up. Big shout out to my little nephew, Jojo, Josiah Sutton, over there in Florida doing his thing right now. Wishing you all the best of luck and all that God has in store for you, man. Just pray that your blessing and your strength over there, all right? Until we see each other again. That's Josiah's beat right there. Hook me up on it. Thank you. So greetings, everybody. Welcome back again. Another week. And just going to give you a little catch up on what's going on around the area in the GTA and so forth. You know what I mean? So much things happening, so much things going on. Back in the papers, back in the news and seeing what's happening. So I just want to give you a little recap. Not really a recap, but a refresher or an update to what happened on the story I brought forth last week regarding to the rampage that went on last week where a young man went into 3 different areas of the city and killed a police officer. Today was his funeral, and condolences to that family and the loss that they've experienced through this nonsense that took this man's life. The funeral happened sometime last week for the shop owner that was also shot fatally. And the update for this week for that tragedy is that one of the 3 victims that were shot, another one is now pronounced dead from that same shooting in the auto body shop. So condolences to that family also. Whole lot of stuff been going on there. So here we are, another week, and it doesn't stop. Men are still dying, people are still dying, and women are dying at the hands of men. What's happening with our men, I don't know, but you know what? I'm here to address some of these issues. We're not going to hide from it. We're not going to be shy about it. It's happening in our face. Let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. So it seems like the theme for this week is stabbings. Yet again. Stabbings. I want to touch on something, but I think I'll leave that for last. But stabbing has been the theme for this week. On Monday, in a Canadian Tire, yes, a Canadian Tire where I'm sure everybody has been in or goes to continue. If you have a house or you have some kind of repair to do, you go into a Canadian Tire. At Mavis and Britannia, I believe it was, I heard the news break that a lady was stabbed and succumbed to her injuries. We found out that it was an isolated incident, and the suspect was a male in his 20s who took her life. Don't know what that was about, but I can only imagine the mayhem and the confusion that must have took place in that store. You're going to do your shopping, and then next thing you know, you're seeing blood and all kinds of other things happening that don't look normal when you go into a Canadian Tire. So when I heard that, I was like, wow, that just happened in our city. A double stabbing happened on yesterday in the Jane and Finch area. And from that double stabbing in a bike trail, apparently one of those victims has been pronounced dead. So yes, another young person or another person victim to the knife violence again perpetrated by some man, and he's dead. And not to be outdone by that, of course, not that it's a challenge or anything, but a triple stabbing happened also. And this happened in the Rexdale area, an area I'm familiar with because I used to live on the Ave. And out of the triple stabbing, three people who got stabbed, two are now pronounced dead. Heard the story unfold and I hear the witness accounts, and I don't know. We heard people talking about banging and shouting and noise, and I haven't heard anybody say they called the police. They were just listening, and but I don't know what you're gonna do at this point. It's one something in the morning, and you're hearing all kinds of noise. You're hearing people, and you think it might just subside, but then you wake up and you find that there's people that died in your apartment building, on your floor, your next door neighbor, etc. Blood in the hallways and that type of thing, and that's what happened there in the Rexdale area. Triple stabbing, two dead. And of course, today, being at the midweek, Wednesday, of course, something happened just hours ago up in the Midland and Eglinton area where a 17-year-old boy was shot, and he is pronounced dead also. So many people just in this week alone that are not with us anymore due to some senseless violence. My apologies, first of all, if I'm sounding and I'm sniffling. It's just that my allergies, man, they're just dealing with my case. So I'm just gonna try and get through this. And took a pill. I finally caved again after, but it's the last day of summer. So hopefully now that the new season's upon us, that'll subside. I wish this killing would subside, to be honest with you. That's what I would prefer. So those are what's happening that I dug up for the midweek catch up, the Wednesday gwaan. Now I want to touch on this piece here where this week on Monday, a 13-year-old boy was charged with aggravated assault. Aggravated assault on a fellow teen, 13, yes. And this teen apparently made it home and then collapsed at home after coming from school. The victim had been injured in an earlier altercation with a fellow student. And we get to realize that after the police did some investigation, that they found that he was in a fight or an altercation earlier, and this was actually being taped. It's making its way on social media. And that's troubling to me that for the last while, ever since camera phones and people are quick to just whip out their phones and ready to post violence. So violence is either we've become desensitized to the violence to the point where we're using it as entertainment and to get likes and views, and that's sad to me, rather than trying to part the fight, quell the situation, or be the mediator that says, listen guys, not worth it. I know people are not really trying to get into people's business, but you know what, this young person is now in critical condition, and I'm sure he probably thought it was nothing, probably just a hit on the head or something, and went home and collapsed, and just like that he could have easily died. But we're praying that he makes it through. And for whatever reason this came about, it's just sad that the age group that is doing these things is pretty young, and they're at that adolescent stage where the influence is not good, and if their peers are around filming this, it makes me worried. I mean, I was 13 at one time too, so I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody. What I'm just trying to say is that with all the time has passed and all the things that we've seen and we've learned, And social media doesn't seem to make it any better or easier for the young people to find a way not to publicize or glorify this kind of violence, and it's sad. So that's a brief catch up of what's happening on this week on the midweek catch up. The Wednesday war going. Folks, men are still dying. Young people are still committing violent acts, and I want to know, where are the morals? Where are the? I mean, I think it's past time now. We say, young and stupid. There's plenty people who are young and wise and young and smart, and I've heard so much kids who are smarter than their age or smarter than they look, or just so far beyond their years. So let's start seeing those people step up. Let's start to see those people advocating for peace and nonviolence. And let's try to, even if it means to somehow shame them, use a reverse psychology to say, look, what are you guys really doing here? But we need to really take a look at what's happening around us, what we're being desensitized to, what we're just looking over and just brushing it off as another incident to be filmed. So stabbings was a theme for the last little while, and now again this week, plenty stabbings, and female, male, young people. It doesn't matter. It seems like, I don't know what rage is caused upon people, but the devil's at work, people, and we need to see some good come about, and we need to see this deter. We need to see this change the course that it's going. All right, people, I'm gonna go tend to this allergy situation, but thanks for your time. Keep rocking with me. We'll we'll get to the bottom of this. We'll try and chip off this mountain little by little till it becomes a little stone. All right. Until then, next time we catch up on the midweek, catch up the Wednesday Wagwan. I'm out. Have a good night. Be vigilant. Stay sober. Look around your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings, and walk good. All right. Until we link again. Peace and one love.